Oh, jeez, that's too funny.
Yeah.
All right, onto the video.
Yeah.
All right, onto the video. Where's the video? All right, here we go.
So what is the actual experience of using these apps? How do people use them? Here's what the article says. It says, online dating became a way of life for millions of singles during the coronavirus pandemic. Dating apps like Match.com, Tinder, and OkCupid are responsible for 10% of the long-lasting adult relationships in America, which is actually pretty low considering how many people use these apps. And as it turns out, these daters aren't wasting time when it comes to choosing who to swipe right on. A recent study shows that users know within a second whether or not to express interest in someone else. So what makes someone choose to make the move on a profile? Researchers say it comes down to judging the book by its cover. The attractiveness of a person is primarily what compels another to swipe right, the study finds. Within a split second, the user determines whether or not they will accept a date based on appearance and even race.
Okay, so this is a question I have for y'all. One, what is the point of a dating app? Because maybe that's like the question that we really need to be answering. And then on that, if it is to find a relationship, why are we doing it if only 10% of long-term relationships happen from a dating app?
I'm gonna go. I'm ready. I think the point of dating app is to meet people. Period. Right? To meet people that are hopefully have the same intention of meeting a similar partner, or you're just hooking up, or whatever your game is. It's gonna be on a dating app, right? Because in real life, first of all, you meet people, then you gotta initiate the conversation, then, or you meet people at work, or there's always that fine line of like, oh, what are they interested in, right? Versus the dating app, which is like a touch-free, like you make your decision, you swipe right or left based on your interest, but it's a pool of people that are looking for hopefully either mating, marriage, or like finding a long-term partner, or just there to have some fun. So that's the promise that these dating apps are giving our generation, right? People are becoming less open to meeting other people in general, less social, like interactions, your circles of people that you're not getting fresh leads, so to speak. You're not getting fresh, you're not meeting new people all the time. You have a specific social capacity to maintain certain relationships, and then besides that, you're not just like looking, you're not going to a new group every week to meet people. And so your only way of getting fresh leads, fresh people coming in, is going to be a dating app. So that's the promise. Why do we keep using them? Because I don't think people caught on what's happening yet. It's kind of like data's there, right? But then in your mind, that's like, oh, that's the only way I'm going to meet somebody, right? Because like you're not really going out. And so it's kind of like the chicken or the egg analogy. Like you're not going out, and you're not meeting people. And so that reinforces the thought that the only way to meet people is to go online. and then like you got that circular thing, like, oh, you're not meeting people, and then you're not meeting, then you get, oh, you match with somebody online. Okay, well, then maybe the online is the only way. Well, but I got 2 people last month that I matched with, or 3 people or 5 people I matched with last month, and I haven't met anybody on, in person last month. So it's kind of like that's I think that's why we keep using it, in my opinion. I don't know. These are my thoughts on this. What are you thinking, Benji?
No, you're right.
I thought we were going to get more data. Oh, we did get more data. Yeah.
You're right, man. You're absolutely right. The way we go about doing social interactions, having tribes, and more specifically to the dating app, like how we go about dating, has completely changed. Let alone how we meet other couples, right? Just like to your point, like whether you're hooking up, whether you want to just have relationships after relationships. Whether you do want to get married, like you're gonna find ways to go about that. But then the data sets again is showing that there is an increase leaning on meeting online. And so, I mean, to your point, the question is like, what is the ultimate purpose of these dating apps? I think to Andrew's point, it's all encompassing of relationships, connections, settling down, marrying, maybe not marrying and settling down. There is variations to everybody's flavor, to their own sort of, flavor of the month per se. And meeting online is facilitating those connections.
That makes sense. What's kind of surprising about this data is the increase of bar-restaurant meeting. That's really interesting to me. So if you don't like dating apps, there is hope out there.
That's true, right
from
here.
This data. There's some hope. But it's really interesting. Which, I mean, when you meet someone at a bar, what's really the motive in the first place? But I think Andrew brought up a really interesting point about having smaller circles of friends. Because I think historically, like, most people met each other, and this is what the data shows too, through people they knew. It could be family members, it could be friends. But as we've kind of like, in a sense, people have less friends than they ever have probably in history. I don't know the data point, but I'm pretty sure that's the truth. And obviously, if you have less friends means you have a smaller network of people. You have a smaller network of people means the odds of finding someone through your friends is decreasing.
I mean,
so it's interesting because it seems like that has the most success historically, but that part has fallen off and something's had to replace it. Something has to replace it. People still got the same needs. They still got the same desires, the same wants. So something else has to find its way to the top of the pack. And I mean, it seems like meeting online is a new thing. That probably like includes, going in the DMs and stuff too, but all encompassing online.
But going off
it makes sense, but
if you think about it, I think people are less inclined to, less so now than before, obviously, right? To meet in person and go meet new people, because now they have that pseudo, social circle, which is Facebook. It's called Facebook, which makes you feel like, oh, you got 1,500 friends, you got 1,000 friends, you call them friends or whatever. In your mind, you're like, this is your social circle, but you're not expanding anything beyond that. Like these people, you have to remember, these people you've met in person before they even existed on Facebook. But that's, I think in today's age, that's kind of like, that's your, now, like it gives you a false perception of like a social circle that you have, which you can leverage Facebook, obviously, and Instagram and all that, but it doesn't replace the in-person meeting of new people, in my opinion. And it's a skill. That's a skill too.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because it's like, if I compare based on this data, when you have friends, they're like, ooh, I got this friend. I think you guys are a good match. So you almost have like this curated matchmaker in a way, right? Mm-hmm. Where on dating apps or online, it's like you're shooting in the dark. You're hoping you find someone you're attracted to, right? You hope you find someone you're physically attracted to. You hope they're in the same phase of life. Yeah. And then you hope that your personalities match and you guys are compatible in some form, values, personalities. Yeah. So it's like shooting in the dark, which makes sense why there's like 10% of relationships come from dating apps. Yeah. And so I think we'll get to should you use them, later on. But yeah, I mean, I think this data kind of makes sense with how things are leaning. But that's all I got on that topic. I'm down to go to the next minute of the video.